Have you ever been to Scotland?
No.
Andrew, you've never been to Scotland?
No.
Okay, one of the things that you have to do when you go to Scotland is it's just mandatory. You have to go to that place in Scotland where they're looking for the Loch Ness Monster.
I mean, I've heard of that, of course. Yeah.
And you get on a boat and you go all around. And like we had this boat captain and he was in his 70s and he swore that he saw Nessie.
Of course.
And Nessie, and then he takes you all around for an hour and a half.
He wouldn't have a business if he said, Nessie's definitely not here, but thanks for the $70 to get on my tour.
Exactly. And the whole town's all full of Nessie. They have the Nessie burgers and anyway, Nessie t-shirts. And the reason why I bring this up, this past week, they've put, I guess 55 years ago, a camera with a flash. And they were trying to capture Nessie at the bottom of the lake.
Okay.
So they put a little submarine guy, and it was like, what is that? And they bring it up to the top, and they developed the film from this 55-year-old camera. Guess what they found?
Nothing.
Exactly.
A bunch of dirty water.
Murky water, crushed dreams. That was it.
I'll keep hope alive.
Imagine just developing this roll of film and thinking to yourself, wow, they fell for the clickbait too.
All those years ago.
All right, I got a joke for you. Ready?
I'm ready.
What does the Loch Ness Monster eat?
I don't know. What does the Loch Ness Monster eat?
Fish and chips. So good.
Please start this hour.
So good. And on that happy note, welcome. It's the Kim Komando Show. I'm America's beloved digital goddess, here to make sure that you are always tech ahead and laughing along the way. And joining me is Andrew Babinski. He's also the co-host of the morning show on KEZ here in Phoenix. And Andrew, thanks for being here. And you can find us on over 420 top stations across the United States. We're streaming in your favorite radio app. You can also take a look at the show at youtube.com/Kim Komando. And the Komando hotline's open right now at 1-888-825-5254. And just a reminder, you can always make an appointment to speak with me here on the show. Head over to komando.com. There's a link at the top that says Ask Kim. And I'd like to thank Oracle for helping to make this show possible. You know, there's a growing expense eating into your company's profits. It's your cloud computing bill. Now, you may have gotten a deal to start out with, but now the spend is sky high and it's increasing every year. But what if you could cut your cloud bill in half and improve performance at the same time? Well, if you act by May 31st, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure can help you do just that. OCI is the next generation cloud designed for every workload. And when you can run any application, including any AI projects, faster and more securely for less. In fact, Oracle has a special promotion where you can cut your current cloud bill in half when you switch to OCI. Let me tell you, the savings are real. On average, OCI costs 50% less for computing, 70% less for storage, 80% less for networking. Join today's innovative AI tech companies who upgraded to OCI and saved. Offer only for new U.S. customers with a minimum financial commitment, and see if you qualify for half off at oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim. And I'd also like to thank Incogni. You know, your personal information is out there. Names, addresses, even your online habits are sold by data brokers without your consent. And that's why it's so important to visit privacykim.com for my deal with Incogni and remove your info off the internet. Get 60% off right now at privacykim.com. Once again, that's privacykim.com. Alrighty then, every single day, rain or shine, weekday, weekend, vacation or not, I am just making sure that I know exactly what's happening in the tech world so I can tell you. And here are 5 things that you need to know about. Let me start by asking you this question, Andrew. How many miles did Taylor Swift fly around last year in her private jet? How many miles?
I mean, she was on tour for the Eras Tour last year. I'm going to say conservatively 51,000.
You're wrong.
Okay.
24,000, let's see. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. About over 100,000 miles.
Oh, I was way off.
Yeah, over 100,000 miles. Now, the reason why I bring this up is that there's this kid online, Jack Sweeney. I'm sure you heard of him.
Yeah.
He's the one who's tracking everybody's jets, Taylor, Musk, Zuckerberg, Kim K.
Everybody's all up in arms about it.
Yes.
These billionaires need privacy too.
Yes, we do. We do. Whiners. The FAA just rolled out a new private registration system that hides the names and addresses of people who own the planes and where they're going. And so the FAA is like out there saying, oh, nobody's going to be able to track the planes. And then everybody's on Reddit's like, no, we can still track the planes.
Whatever wall you build, we'll just build a ladder 1 foot taller.
I thought that was so funny. It's like, yeah, well, that was a good try.
Welcome to the internet.
Moving on to number 2, when I picked up Bella, the breeder wanted me to use Zelle to pay her.
Okay.
I don't have Zelle.
Yes, you do. You have a bank account.
I don't, my bank account is a corporate account. And so
corporate accounts are not allowed to have Zelle?
For some reason.
Interesting.
Not knowing. So my brother-in-law was there and he had Zelle. And so,
is this the way you get your brother-in-law to pay for things? Oh, my word. I can't.
I wish I could, but I can't. Oh,
I'm
Billy.
just a girl. I don't know anything about Zelle.
Zelle has shut down.
What?
Yep. If you're one of the 150 million who rely on the Zelle app,
yeah,
it's no longer usable.
Oh, I don't use the app.
It's not exactly. You have to go to your bank's app, and that's where you find Zelle under the payments tab. And so if you are part of the 2% who actually had the Zelle app, okay, you now have a historical artifact.
Oh, it's a collector's edition.
Moving on to number 3, Apple wants to do this. I want to know how you feel about this. When you have your Apple Watch and your iPhone, it's collecting a lot of health data.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2026, with iOS, they even know the version, 19.3 or 4, is that it's going to have a virtual doctor that's going to pop up and say, you haven't been walking very much. Looks like your heart rate is a little low or too high. How about we just FaceTime right now? Or let me see I want you to walk across the room and let me see your gait, because it looks like you might be a fall risk.
Is this Dr. Siri we're talking about here?
Yes. And right now, doctors, nutritionists, and sleep experts are helping to build it. Apple says that all the data is going to stay on your device.
That's your best joke of the entire show, Kim Komando.
Yeah, they say you can control what gets shared. It's all encrypted, not worrying about it. But I thought this was interesting, speaking of health, is that, kids are getting nearsighted because of the screens. But what they found is that if they paint a classroom with trees, that their eyes develop without becoming nearsighted.
What?
Yes.
Just looking at trees?
Looking at trees. Being able to look at something far away as your eyes are developing.
Okay.
And so what that means, you got to take the kids outside more often. This is an amazing story. I actually sent this to a friend of mine whose grandson has a very rare genetic disorder.
Okay.
And so if there's somebody in your realm, in your sphere, that you say like, well, medicine just hasn't really been able to come up with a cure. Listen to this. Joseph Coates, 37 years old, when doctors gave it to him straight, you are going to die. Okay. You're going to die very soon. You can die at home or you can die at the hospital. His heart was too large. Kidneys were shutting down. His body was numb. And he said he was giving up. He had something called Poems syndrome, a disease that just wrecked his whole body. His girlfriend said, you know what, we have to really figure this out. So she found Dr. David Faljabaum in Philadelphia. He runs something called Every Cure, where AI is used to find cures, but using other drugs. So a drug that may be for one type of ailment or disease, maybe AI says we can try that. So using AI, they pulled together a treatment plan of chemo, immunotherapy, steroids, and something that nobody had ever tried on him before.
Flintstone vitamins.
Exactly. Within a week, he started feeling better.
A week?
Yes. 4 weeks later, he got a stem cell transplant. Now he's in remission.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? Again, it's called Every Cure, based out of Philadelphia. Finally, this. I guess the internet's in arms about punctuation.
What happened? The internet's always up in arms.
They're saying that people are hostile punctuators.
Oh, they are. They absolutely are. Don't misspell something on the internet. Otherwise, you'll be labeled the dumbest person on the planet.
Punctuation. So if I send you a word that says sure, how do you feel if I say sure and I put a period after it? Does that make you feel any different?
I feel nothing.
Okay. They say that it makes them feel stiff. What if it's thanks with a period?
No, I don't even notice.
Sarcastic. What if you use the ...
Right. Is that ellipses?
Yes. What do you think that means?
It's like filling in a bunch of details I'm going to leave out, but that are there.
To be continued.
Sure.
Okay. Younger people say that's passive aggressive. What are you really trying to say?
Huh?
Okay.
It's just a text message. Calm down.
How about where are you with 3 question marks?
Well, now that one I can connect to. That's you're being serious. Answer the question. I want to know where you are.
It makes me feel intense.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, it causes me a bit of anxiety.
I hear it. I hear you. You lost your breath there for a second.
Yes. And now also Gen Zers are all over the internet saying that they know how old you are. And they know that you're an older person by your Gmail address. It used to be that if you had AOL or if you had a Hotmail address. Not anymore. Do you know why?
Why?
Because you have your full name at your Gmail address.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't, but that is interesting.
Almost. You want me to give it out to everybody?
Sure. Go ahead.
No.
It's a part of my name plus another detail about me at gmail.com.
It's Handsome Babinski. That's...
Now, I do have my full name, but I had to put a dot between my middle name and my last name. But I do have that. I just don't use it.
Yeah, I don't use... I have mine too.
You have your full name?
Yeah. And then I got variations of my name. But I guess apparently Komando, there's a lot of people in Indonesia that sign up for like sex sites using my name. I'm like, I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, oh, lost your password again. I'm like, stop.
Indonesian sex sites.
I'm like, I
might have to do some show research.
Hey, listen, as a small business owner, you don't have the luxury of clocking out early. Your business is on your mind 24/7. So when you're hiring, you need a partner that grinds just as hard as you do. And that hiring partner is LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn makes it easy to post your job for free, share it with your network, and get qualified candidates that you can manage all in one place. Their new feature can help you write job description, then quickly get your job in front of the right people. Either post your job for free or pay to promote it. Now, promoted jobs get 3 times more qualified applicants. At the end of the day, the most important thing to your small business is the quality of the candidates. And with LinkedIn, you can feel confident that you're getting the best. Find out why more than 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring today. You can find your next great hire on LinkedIn and post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. All right, still to come, we're going to talk about all the data that your car is collecting about you. A super duper online tool to stop some ads. Do you really need to be nice to your chatbot? And of course, we have your phone calls here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, there is still time for you to enter to win a brand new iPhone 16 Pro. You want to head to winfromkim.com. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. All right, you're not going to believe how much data your car is collecting about you. We're getting to that in just a few minutes, but now Trish in Marietta, Georgia. Hi there, Trish. Glad to have you on board with us.
Hi, Kim. I'm so excited to speaking to you.
So, what's going on?
Well, there's Excel, which I think is being badly misused as a database. In college, I learned from professors, they said Excel is not a database. And they would add a strong punctuation there. They would add a period there.
I think an exclamation point.
Yes, actually, yeah. So I'm working in communications, and there's different. You collected data. You want to tell your boss about what you've been doing, you want to document your work. Then you also have projects. So you also want to document the projects. And a lot of people just put everything in Excel. And it's so unwieldy. And it's just very, very frustrating.
So you've got different cells and formulas and people sorting data in Excel. It used to be good for that, but there are so many better tools. So what kind of projects are you managing?
Different communication projects where different teams get pulled in and you need to communicate things at a certain point in time.
But what kind of business is it?
It's at a university.
Okay, all right. So I just want to give some sense to what exactly we were communicating, and that's a big deal. So especially when you're talking about a university setting, I mean, people do get set in their ways, right?
Yes.
So
with the communication and technology, it's just moving so fast. Which is why your newsletter, it's a gem. Every day you get updates. So I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
That's a great help.
Yeah, it's, you know what, it's my labor of love. As you can tell, there's a lot of work that I go by, do that every single day. All right, let me tell you about some options. We use something called Monday.com. And I don't know if you've ever taken a look at it, but it allows you to delegate, do project management, assign different tasks. It can be, you can link different documents into that. I mean, like, for example, every day at around 9:15, our executive producer, Maddie, she's marvelous. She comes into my office and we use Monday, where she lists maybe 35 different stories that she found that might be interesting for us to cover on the show or in the newsletters or on the website, whatever it may be. And then some of those get turned into a digital life hack script, a tech update. They get put on the show, and you can program it so that if this action happens, then it automatically gets delegated to another person. It's very, very powerful. I will tell you, though, it takes a while for you to get to use it. I mean, I made the mistake, and I'm going to admit to making the mistake, because I thought, who needs to watch a tutorial? Okay. I mean,
I'm the digital goddess.
whoa. Why
Plug and play, baby.
No. You need to watch the tutorials. I would take a look at Monday.com. There's also Airtable. It looks like a spreadsheet, acts like a database. That may be better for you to transition, now that I think about it. People who are used to spreadsheets, that it becomes more of a communication tool. So probably Monday or Airtable. And how much do they cost? You guys can probably get a discount. University, I'm sure there's an educational discount. But anywhere, you're probably looking at maybe $10 per seat per month. But it really does allow you to streamline your communications, so you're not sitting there looking at, oh my gosh, could you imagine, Andrew, looking at spreadsheets?
No, that's why I work in radio.
Okay, it's like, no.
I'm good.
No, but I do, and you have to use different tools. And people are reluctant to change. People don't like change.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's uncomfortable.
So Monday, Airtable, but I think probably, talking to you, Trish, I would take a look at probably Airtable over Monday. Hey, listen, let me tell you about ExpressVPN. With just one click, ExpressVPN protects and encrypts all your online activity, rerouting it through secure servers, making it impossible for third parties to track your online browsing history. Now, here's the deal. You can get an extra 4 months free right now at expressvpn.com/Kim, expressvpn.com/Kim. All right, coming up, I have a great online tool to help you stop all those annoying ads here on the Kim Komando Show. Would you like to stop all those ads from following you around on the web? You can do it. The Digital Advertising Alliance. Here's a secret. It has a tool for you to stop letting companies follow you around online using your email address or your phone number. And by using this tool, you stop personalized ads and tracking. So here's where you want to go. Youradchoices.com. Once again, that's youradchoices.com. Now, why do you think they set that up, Andrew? What do you think?
I don't know.
Some legal issue. They're avoiding some legal problem.
Oh, yeah, probably as part of a settlement.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we better do it. We'll just do that. Go to Your Ad Choices.
We won't pay anybody any money, but guess what we're going to do for you?
And we're not going to tell anybody that the tool's there.
No.
No.
That's like how some of those online tax companies, you could file for free, but they just hid it behind 64 closed doors.
Exactly.
But it was there.
But you know what? It was
whole
there.
time.
It was. You just needed to look.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Yes, it's your problem.
You're impatient and lazy. That's why you paid for it.
Thank you. Brianna in Houston, Texas, welcome aboard. What's happening in your world, Brianna?
Oh, my, so much lately. Thank you for having me.
You betcha.
So, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I posted a video onto my social media platform, that infamous TikTok. I was crying on the internet, expressing how dangerous this app called Zelle. Well, I've come to find out I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's Zepeto, actually.
Zepeto.
It's in the name.
So it's not Zepeto, like it's Zepeto.
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 Like Geppetto, Pinocchio's dad?
Yes.
Right.
Kinda. A little bit. So I think I saw this video. I did. Because you have a 12-year-old little girl, right?
Yes, I do. She has a cell phone. So does her younger sister. We got cell phones for them when they turned 10. So, the double digits are like, yeah, let's go ahead and get them phones. They're out with friends now. They're starting to do that kind of earlier nowadays.
Sure.
They're at school. The protection in schools today are kind of wishy-washy. So we thought this would be a great way to track our children, as well as for them to call us if they ever need anything. And of course, that came with, Mom, can I download this? Can I download that? Both phones actually have parental controls set on them. So that in order for them to download an app, it does have to come to our phone, and we have to say yay or nay.
Okay, that's good.
This particular app, though, I'm a mom of 5 in total. I just looked at it and said, oh, it's 12 plus. It's in her age range. It's like a little avatar-looking game. She's just dressing up a doll. Approve, right? I approved it. But, over the time, she started becoming very, like, I want to get on Zepeto. I want to get on this app. And I'm like, hey, homegirl, like, what's going on? What are you doing? Like, why do you keep trying to go to this app? And your face is just in your phone 24/7. Right. And I routinely, every Sunday, I do phone checks. I pick up the phones, and I don't care if they're on them right then and there. Give me your phone. I want to see it. And I went through her phone, and, I went through the text messages. I went through the phone calls, the FaceTimes. And then I kept thinking to myself, why does she keep getting on this app? So I go into the app. And what I found is just absolutely disgusting. They're allowed to go into private rooms on this app with other avatar players from around the world. They're also able to chat with them individually and send pictures in these chats.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
My heart was broken.
I mean, yeah. So what did you see?
Yeah.
So one of them, and I can't tell you this is a guy or a girl, because of course their picture for their profile is some avatar-looking character. But this person in particular was asking, my daughter, like, where do you live? Where do you go to school? Have you ever had sex before? Have you ever drank? And he even deferred and said, hey, I bet you're only like 10 years old. And my daughter's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, okay. Have you ever had a lesbian touch you? What?
Oh my God.
So you literally asked, had she experienced this, then asked her age, and then kept the conversation going, along with sending unsolicited pictures.
Oh, my God.
Were they adult-themed pictures?
Oh, yes. Most
definitely. Wow.
Oh, darn. That's awful.
That's
so
really
luckily
bad.
enough, she told her friend, because her friend was like, why'd you get off the app? Come back onto the game. And she said, no, somebody said something and it made me uncomfortable. That's what she texted her friend. And I was taken aback, because I'm furious. Why is this app being marketed to someone that is 12 plus? This is not appropriate.
And is it 12 plus marked in the Apple Store?
Apple App Store, yeah. So we have all Apple devices. Because I went in, I was like, there's got to be, did I miss something? How did I allow for her to get this app? And it literally says 12 plus. And now it is listed as social media networking. Mm-hmm. I didn't see that initially when I approved the app, so I can take fault and ownership there that I probably should have investigated just a little bit deeper. But on surface level, it looks like a childlike game. And so this is why I just said, you know what, okay, cool. At the time, a step-sibling of hers had it, other children, I'm thinking this is for kids, I'm not thinking some 38-year-old weirdo is online trying to solicit my child.
Gosh, you must feel horrible.
I do. I feel super duper guilty. But one thing that video showed me was that I wasn't alone. That's number one.
Oh.
And that, you know, actually people have been trying to get call to action for this app amongst other apps that are incorrectly aged for children.
You know, you just said what I was going to say. It's not just this app. There's a ton of them. I mean, that are out there.
And you're not alone, too. I have a 7-year-old, and her mother created her Roblox account and unfortunately used the number 17 in her username because that's the year she was born. Well, the second she signed on to Roblox for the first time, it was friend request, friend request, friend request, friend request, because everyone thought she was a 17-year-old girl.
Right.
Gosh.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And, you know, the first wave of the viewers of this video were a lot of parents. And they're like, oh, my God, I'm checking the phone now. I'm checking the phone now. I've got to figure out,
That's good.
How to do that. Now, the new wave that is coming in are youth and adolescents and preteens. And they're like, God, I hope my mom doesn't see this video. You know, I love this app. You know, I just hid the app from her. She made me delete it. So here's a little trick for those that are listening. Kids have found a way to work around getting onto these apps. You have told your kid to delete an app, correct? They delete the app and you think, okay, good, problem solved. No. If your kid has Face ID installed on their Apple device, guess what? They can reinstall that app and not have to ask you for permission because of the Face ID. So turn off the Face ID, guys.
Yeah, that, and they can, you know, they can have hidden folders that they can put them in.
They look like calculators, but they're really hidden apps.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, I'm really glad that you took some time to talk to all of us about this. And, you know, my son is older than your kids, obviously. And I'll tell you what happened to me. And I felt so guilty about this, is that when you were talking, it just reminded me of it, is that I'll never forget, he was 7 and we were walking on the beach in Costa Rica, and just, you know, playing in the sand type of thing. And he says to me, like, out of the blue, Mom, why do 2 women kiss? And I said, well, I kiss my mom, and my mom kisses me, and I kiss my sister, and I said, and he goes, no. Why do 2 women kiss that way? And I said, what makes you ask that question? He was watching a video on YouTube about Roblox. And in the middle of the kid's video, and I had previewed just the beginning of the video, in the middle of the video, they put a lesbian sex scene.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. I mean, there's so many weirdo wackos. I mean, what makes you think to do that? You know,
Right.
And what makes this 37-year-old guy, however old you think he is, to ask those questions of a 12-year-old girl? He knows that she's just a little girl.
He's sick.
Right. They're sick. They're sick. And they're infiltrating everything that our kids literally love or that is deemed popular right now in this digital age, right? Every kid wants to be on YouTube. There's a point in time where kids were like, we want to review toys like Ryan, right?
Of course.
How do you maneuver that? You're like, okay, YouTube is cool because I'll pull it up to look for a recipe or how to fix a light on my car, or, you know, just craziest things. But it's almost like you have to really dial in what they're watching, what they're viewing. And it's hard to do because these videos pop up as random or they look very innocent. There's videos now that parents are reporting are supposed to be Bluey episodes, and they're not Bluey episodes.
Right. They're not Bluey at all. Or maybe you have to do it the way that I have a family member, and he's got 6 kids, okay? There's just no technology. There's none, okay? They have from a 1.5-year-old to a 15-year-old, okay? Nobody has a phone. Well, actually, the 15-year-old just got a phone. She got what's called a light phone, okay? I don't know if you've seen this. It looks like an ebook reader, and it can text, but there's no images, there's no camera, you can't have apps, nothing. Okay, that's the 15-year-old. They come over to my house, and of course, there's every piece of tech known to mankind. And if they want to text their friends, they have to use their father's phone. What do you think about that, Andrew?
That sounds too hard. I mean, there's the social aspect of not only social media, but texting and access to that. My ex-wife and I have decided the kids aren't getting phones till 14 because they're going to be at least a little more mature at that time. And it'll be easier to talk about all the dangers that are on the apps on social media then.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
hard to explain, this kind of stuff to an 11-year-old who's already asking for a phone.
Brianna, thank you so much for taking time to call us. Again, the app is called Zepeto, Zepeto, which that's just one of, what do you think, thousands?
Yeah.
Out there? I mean, just nuts. Hey, listen, cybercrime's on the rise and hackers are getting smarter every day. From phishing scams to ransomware attacks, criminals are after your devices and your money. So how do you fight back? One of the best defenses is solid antivirus software. It scans for malware, blocks suspicious websites, and just stops hackers before they can do any damage. A healthy dose of skepticism when opening emails or clicking links doesn't hurt either. But for the antivirus help that you need, I trust and recommend Total AV. They update you in real time, keeping you protected from the latest threats. Head over to protectwithkim.com right now. Get Total AV for just $19 for the first year. Covers up to 5 devices, Windows, Macs, and smartphones. That's protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com. All right, speaking of kids, this was just out. According to Experian, 25% of kids will have their identity stolen before they turn 18. Wow, isn't that crazy? So when your kid goes to rent an apartment, get a loan, they may already have thousands of dollars in debt. So what I want you to do with your kids is, number one, freeze their credit until they actually need it. Super easy to do. You just contact Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, Univis. They request a credit freeze in their name, social security numbers. And by the way, while you're there, see if there's already a credit report open available for them. You may be surprised. All right, still to come, more of your phone calls and the data that your car's collecting on you. It's a shocker here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, if you want to glow from the inside out, get your natural radiance back with Native Path Collagen. Some studies suggest collagen supplements may support bone health, tissue recovery, and overall skin and hair wellness. And right now, get 45% off and free shipping and a free gift bundle by going to getnativepath.com/Kim. That's getnativepath.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary.
So what were you just talking about on the break? What was it? What happened?
You did your tease about the information that your car is sending out.
Right.
And obviously, there's got to be a way for that information to get out, and it's through, with most of these car companies, the apps that they have you connect the car to your phone. Now it's online all the time. When I just purchased my new Ford F-150, I love Ford. I love this vehicle. But the guy wanted, they have a person that works there. Their only job is to get you to sign on the app, connect it, and then, show you how to use the radio. But the main focus is getting you on the app. And he grabbed my phone. I had the app open, and I'm like, well, because I work with you, I know what's going on. I know the deal. And I was going to ask him what kind of information is shared. And before I could even say it, he grabbed my phone and hit sign up.
Oh.
Right in front of me.
Wow.
And we went toe to toe.
I bet.
I was so angry. And what I was even more angry at is the manager came out and was defending him. He was just trying to help. He noticed that you were struggling with the app. Yeah, I'm struggling with
look at me.
Phone app.
Yes.
Come on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in the demo. I struggle with phone apps.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, come on over.
But that's how important it is to these car
they do.
companies to get you on the app. The
Yeah.
information is so powerful.
It's not just the app. There's other things. Actually, there's a website where you can go to see exactly what they are tracking about. We're going to get to that. But first, Susan in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Kim. Thank you.
You betcha.
But my question is, it's going to start out on a sad note, but it's going to end on a happy note.
Okay, good.
Okay. My husband passed away in November. And I have been, how you do at the funeral, like you go through all these old photos and
Right.
stories and so forth. And I do digital scrapbooking, but I've never actually done it on him and I, like our story.
Got it.
So I thought I'm going to do that because I have all these photos that just, all these stories are coming back to my mind. What I would like, I don't want to type it. I want to have an app on my iPhone that I can dictate. And if I think of a story, tell that story to the app. But then I want to be able to transfer it to my PC, which is Windows 11, and bring it up in Word and transcribe it into Word so that I can then edit it.
You know what? This is fabulous that you're doing this on so many levels. It is. And it's going to be a little hard. You know that. It's going to be painful at times, but then you have something that you can share as a legacy with the kids and
Correct.
grandkids and good things like that, and really enable them to get to know the love that you shared with your husband on a different level, right?
Because how many times do you say, I wish I'd asked my grandparents, how did they meet? Or I wish I would have asked my parents, what was your first job?
Yes.
Just questions. And I thought, they don't appreciate my scrapbooking now, my children or my grandchildren. But I'm telling you, someday they will.
You know what? I tell you, my mom did a whole bunch of that, and it took me a while to look at it because it was too hard. But
yeah.
Okay, there are different tools for you to do this, but I'm just going to tell you the best one. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you can use Apple Voice Memos. You can use Microsoft OneNote, but I don't want you to waste your time. Just go to otter.ai, download the app, and it will transcribe your voice into Word docs that you can automatically open. And if you want to have a conversation with somebody else, you can do that. And then otter.ai will say person 1, person 2. Then you can say, hey, this is Susan, this is Bob, this is Kim, this is Andrew, whoever it is. It's free to a certain point, and then after that, you're probably going to be looking at $10 a month. Oh, okay, just pay it. It's a fabulous service. It's otter.ai. Once again, otter.ai. Hey, still to come, I have that website I need to tell you about here on the Kim Komando Show. Hey, better hires start with smarter insights, and LinkedIn has the strongest hiring data and insights to help you identify the right candidates. Find your next great hire on LinkedIn and post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. Terms and conditions apply. All right, if you want to see how much data your car's really tracking, go to privacyforcars.com. Privacyforcars.com. Put in your VIN number. You are going to be shocked at that report that comes back. Privacyforcars.com. Don't forget to enter to win that iPhone at winfromkim.com.